Well, viewer Salem Solomon now joins me in studio to tell us more about the heroic Ghanaian immigrant. Salem, welcome back to Africa 54.
Thanks for having me.
So first, just kind of remind us, was this young man in the building when the fire started?
Yes, he was sleeping in the third floor when this happened, but he went back again, re-entered again and again, and saved, according to reports, 4 people.
Yeah.
And, you know, a testament to his selflessness. When I went to visit the father and he let us in his home, in his apartment, I saw a mask, a gas mask. I believe it's from his military training, I'm not sure. But he was so focused on helping people, and he went back and forth, that he didn't think about taking that. So it shows that he was such a selfless person, and we learned later on that the cause of his death is smoke inhalation. That could have potentially saved his life.
Mm-hmm. And now we saw the father there. You can see he is really, you know, he really treasures the memories of this young man. But how's the family doing beyond the father and beyond what we see on camera?
The family is struggling. His siblings, his sister was not processing it very well. And from the extended conversation I had with his father, according to him, he said he feels stuck since the death of Emmanuel Mensah. His father, Kwabena Mensah, is a taxi driver, you know, immigrants, working class immigrants living in these apartments. He, you know, because he died out of, not in the line of duty, but off, and they struggled, and they're raising funds to, you know, do the service for Emmanuel, but they've been struggling. And shortly after that, his grandmother died in Accra, Ghana, and so the father will be flying in July to honor her. But it's been very difficult for the family. In fact, when I went to visit the cemetery, where his cemetery, there was no tombstone, so they're struggling to cope with this.
Must be really tough. Now, what next? We hear there is a naming of a street after Emmanuel. What do we know in terms of when and what's going to happen?
So the city is naming the street where this happened. The Bronx Councilman Rich Torres committed in January that they're going to name the 187th Street and Prospect Avenue where the accident happened to honor him. And the family is trying to rebuild, and they're trying to, you know, rebuild and trying to cope with this. But I think his legacy and what Emmanuel embodies is, from the conversation I've had with his recruiter, a lot of African immigrants join the military. And he's the embodiment of how African immigrants who are joining the military sacrifice their lives in line of duty and off, as Emmanuel's story shows.
What a sacrifice this was for a young man. Thank you very much for going up to New York and bringing us this story.
Thanks for having me.